Imagine you came home from school one day and your dad was waiting for you on the other side of the door. And as soon as you came in, you dropped your bags, he picked you up, gave you a massive kiss on the cheek, and said, "Okay, let's go out. It's gonna be a wicked afternoon, right?" So you go out you both get your bikes, you go out for a ride to like 5 miles up the road, and you sit on the top of this really tall hill in your area, and you just talk about life together. He'd ask you, "How was your day?" He'd ask you, "What's happening with the girls in your class? Like, which girls are you liking and stuff? Like, what troubles are you going through?" He shares some wisdom with you. He's invested in your life. He takes out some matches, lights a little fire on the floor with some twigs, like get some tinder, get some twigs, get some bigger logs. You've created a fire. He grabs a drink of your favorite drinks because he knows what you like, and he like says, "Here, have this." He opens his drink. You both sip together, looking over the sun setting together. You have some food prepared, or you bring some meat for, perhaps to kind of roast on this fire, and you're just chilling with your dad, and you're just having a fucking fantastic day. Your peers are just like coming home playing video games. They're just like going up to their rooms. They're being locked away. They don't have great relationships with their dads, but you are out there, you're having a fantastic relationship. You feel fulfilled in every aspect of your life because you have some older figure in your life, a wiser figure, protective figure who wants to look after you, wants to nurture your mind, and wants to help you out in the world. And so you're with him, your dad, and you guys are just chilling. You guys are just chilling like your best friends. Is that the reality that you have with your dad? Ask yourself that right now. It should be pretty much a resounding yes or a resounding no. And if it isn't, you're probably more normal than most other people like think, because for me, that I wished I had that existence, right? I wish that I could come home and be like, "All right, cool. This is like, yeah, I want to go out with my dad, do this and do that, have fun here, have a beer here, or just chat shit, bust a few jokes." It wasn't the case for me. My dad was like, come home, have a drink, alcoholic drink, not really pay me much attention. Like, if he would, probably like smack me around and stuff. This is like memories from my childhood. This is like what I remember most. I remember when I was really young, I used to like sit on his lap and we'd read books together, but then eventually I'd get slapped for something. I'd get get a rolling pin, he'd smash it on my hand because I did something or said something the wrong way. I'm a kid, I don't know, I'm getting disciplined like this. And then that led to me being more like rebellious outside of home and stuff, and then I get more trouble, and then the cycle repeats. And he'd come home, he'd drink, and then he'd just like speak to me badly. I remember this one memory. I was revising, and I'm like not a good student. I'm like a very C/D type of student. I never got A's or B's, and I was revising, and he took my notes. Like, I never revised, so he took my notes. I had like 10 pages of notes, A4 pages. I was handwritten. Came in drunk, and me and my mum were just there. Like, she was helping me with it, and he's coming in with an angry mood, and he just ripped up my notes to pieces. And I was like, all that work, I've never put in this much work before, and he just ripped it up. And why? Because he's drunk, because he doesn't care, because he feels like angry towards me or whatever, right? And it's just like, yeah, it was pretty shit. It was just pretty tough. And I know people got it bad, like what, even more worse than that. But I'm just telling you my story. It was like, yeah, I didn't want to be there. Like, there's a few times where I thought about running away from home and stuff. I didn't even know where I was gonna go. I had no money, whatever. I just didn't like my environment growing up. I don't think it was a happy home, and it's just like, yeah, not very. I didn't feel, from my mom I did, but from my dad I didn't feel much love past like probably 5-6 years old. I just felt like abused, like physically and mentally, just like berated and stuff like that all the time, as well as physically hit. I didn't feel much love. There's like, yeah, sure, he changes light bulbs and he kind of like provides for the household and stuff. And I was watching an interview recently where this Chinese guy was saying to like Noah Kagan, I believe, Asian people don't show love in the way that Western people do. Where Western people, they say I love you, they hug each other, etc. Whereas the Asian person, they show love in ways where they work their entire life to provide their son or daughter a better generation, a better existence, because they've worked for that money to kind of invest in a house, for example, that they can then put in their name, so that they have now like a passive income coming through this rental property, for example, or like a few of them, right? And it got me thinking, like, yeah, sure, that's fantastic. But at the same time, you have to not be a dick during your existence. Like, you can't be like, all right, I'm doing this for them. This is my version of love. But then throughout their life, you're not there, or you just like abuse them when you are there. Like, what type of, you have to be, as a man, you have to be the best of both, right? And it's just that the point I wanted to get across here is become the man you wished your father was. Because my dad, unfortunately, I would love to say great things about him, but I have more negative to say than positive, and it's just like, it's just a fact. And if you were to ever see this, it's just like, there's no one here, there's no gun to my head saying anything. This is just like literally my perception of what I see, right, and what I've experienced, and it's not great, it's not ideal, but at the same time, it does give me a lot of inspiration to be like, all right, like literally, I have a son now, he's 8 months old, and I want to be that dad who I described in the beginning. See my son come home from school, pick him up, give him a big kiss on the cheek. All right, let's go out, let's do this, let's go to the park, let's go to this hill, let's get your bike, let's go, and we'll do this, we'll do that. I want to be like, my kids, I want my kids to give me like energy rather than take it away. To be like, oh, I've come home from work and now I've got to play with my kids. Like, I've had a long day at work, for example, now I've got to play with my kids. I don't see it like that. I see it like, because I've experienced that, I always see it like, okay, as soon as I come home, don't matter about how hard my day was, my kids, they don't know that, they don't deserve that, they weren't asked to be born. So I'm gonna make their existence, when they see me, a fun one, a great one, a wise one, a one filled with lessons. Which is why I record these videos, kind of like, if I'm not here, or if something happens to me, or if, or like later down the line when I'm old, and they want to hear me speaking as a 33-year-old man, then they've got this video right here, right? The concepts that are in my mind, the way I'm thinking, the like philosophies I have, and the concepts I live my life by. So that's what I wanted to get across to you today. Like, if are you living how you wished your father lived to you? And you may not even have children yet. Most of my audience is probably young to have children like that right now. But there will be a day when that does come, and you're building up to that day in the process right now. So that being said, are you doing everything you can to give your kids the best existence? Are you physically fit? If you're not, you're going to feel fatigued all the time. You're going to feel slouchy. You're going to feel like tired and natchy all the time. Are you eating correctly? Because they're going to eat what you eat. If you're eating healthily, they're going to eat healthily. They're going to have strong bodies and strong minds. If you're eating shit processed food constantly all the time, they're going to feel fatigued just like you. Are you learning about personal development? Are you learning about communication skills? Are you learning about people? Are you learning about psychology? Are you learning about sales and marketing? Are you learning about different types of strategy you can apply for your life? If you're not, then how are you expecting your kids to have that like different type of perspective of life? They're just going to have the same mindset that you were born into. And if you're not successful, then they're not going to be successful, because they're adopting the similar mindsets to you. You see? So this kind of permeates through every area of your life. If you want to level up your life and your kids' lives, you need to level up your life first. It's like that, that quote they say on the airplanes, like, put your mask on before you can put on other people's masks. It's because if you don't put your mask on, you're not capable of helping other people. You might pass out and die. And then your kid will end up passing out and dying as well, because they can't put it on for themselves, for example. You have to level up every area of your life as a man, become the father you wish to be, go out, have those experiences with your kid, because these are things that your kids will remember way down the line, and they'll be like, yeah, like, I can, like for example, I would love to be able to hug my son when he's 30, 40 years old, just because I haven't seen him in a few days. Like, that'd be cool, right? Not just because I haven't seen him in like over a year. I don't hug my son all the time. Like, why not? because that is what a loving home should look like, not just the waiting for me to die for him to inherit something. That's ridiculous. Just a quick thought. I hope that, to be honest, a lot more people are probably in a similar situation to me, where they didn't feel like they felt like disappointed at their upbringing and stuff like that. And then, of course, everything could be done differently, but in terms of the emotional support, like the physical support was there. Yeah, I had like a roof over my head, I had like food in my belly, all that good stuff. But if you're doing that in spite, so you're working so hard to be like, oh, I'm providing for you, and you're ungrateful, and then you come across as resenting me for it, when I'm the kid in this situation, not asked to be born and stuff like that. That's probably more people's experience and stuff like that, right? So you probably are in a similar situation to me. But what you can get from this is become the man you wished your father was.